President Obama's push to help illegals get jobs could put you out of a job. A new report showing the president's amnesty plan will give nearly 2 million illegal immigrants job permits, which means 2 million more workers will be competing with Americans in need of a job. Independent Women's Forum analyst Hadley Heath says this is a short-term fix and not what our economy needs right now. Hadley, what do you mean short-term fix? In other words, just in time for the election?
You're right. I think American voters are actually frustrated with the number of short-term fixes or punts on policy issues instead of lawmakers and the president working together to get to the root of the problem. It's definitely true that we need immigration reform. We need it at the root. We need to put together this patchwork of immigration laws and streamline them into something that's less confusing and less bureaucratic. But this plan, this initiative proposed by the Obama administration called the Deferred Action on Childhood Arrivals Initiative, actually seems like it's also going to be expensive and bureaucratic and confusing, adding yet another patch to that patchwork.
Well, it's a police officer. I think it comes down now to you stop somebody, they're either legal or they're illegal or they're other, and they don't know what to do about the other.
Right. Well, I would hope that we would continue to be a shining city on a hill and a place where people can come throughout the world. But unless they know that there are employment opportunities here and unless we're supplying jobs, unless we're continuing to grow, listen, we've got economic problems that are at the root of a lot of our immigration issues. For example, our growth in GDP was 1.5% last quarter. That's measly. That indicates that we're not going anywhere fast. We've had unemployment over 8% for the last 42 consecutive months. And that's a problem regardless of where you were born. Again, we can add more people to the demand side of the equation on the jobs market, but unless we're creating and supplying jobs, that's going to be a problem for Americans and non-Americans alike.
I don't see how this is going to actually help anything. I understand the messaging that it gives to the Hispanic community, saying I'm with you. But if I was 23 years old and my parents had brought me here when I was a child, I don't know if I would go running down to the immigration office, because now they know where I live. They know my parents are here. My parents obviously are here illegally. I'm not going to bust my parents and my family. Why would I do this?
You know, it does raise a lot of questions. It raises some questions about enforcement. How are we going to know which applicants were here before their 16th birthday? How is that question going to be asked and responded to? And how are immigration? This is actually going to require hundreds of new hires in the federal government just to process these applications. And it's not going to be easy for the applicants either. I think a lot of people are sitting around waiting for more guidance from the Department of Homeland Security, when in fact we know that the filing fee for these applications is going to be $465. If people want to apply for employment authorization, that's another $380, and that could be a hardship for immigrant youth as well. So this is not a quick or easy fix for anyone.
They're not going to go there. They don't have a lot of money, and besides that, they keep dinging them more and more and more. The thing I don't understand is businesses want the labor in some industries, like agriculture primarily, and the Hispanic community would like to have some way to deal with their families. Why can't we get a guest worker program here so we can bring people in, give them jobs, give them status so that we know they're here, they pay taxes into the system, and they get credit for it? What's so hard about this?
You know, it's difficult in an election year to get anything bipartisan done, so we will see a lot of punting on a number of issues right now, but I would hope that in the future, Democrats and Republicans alike say we need immigration reform. So it is something that I look forward to seeing more real solutions about, but not any time in the near term, so long as there's gridlock here in Washington.
It's a hot potato, and that doesn't go in election year. So, Hadley Heath, thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
You bet.